Welcome to Hero Club Members Only.
The show where the founders of Hero Club talk to guests and players from the show about their lives, careers, and really whatever the hell else we want. I'm Nick Williams.
And I'm George Primavera. Let's do this.
Welcome to Hero Club Members Only. Glad to have you. This is where we talk about all the things that we don't get to say on the show, 'cause that's not our thing. Welcome to Hero Club Members Only.
Hey, George.
Nick, my back is fucked up, dude.
Ooh, do you want to... You'll take the Nick complaining at the top
It's my
role?
turn. It's my time. Nick, I picked up my vacuum, fully anticipating
a full vacuum by
a
yourself.
whole vacuum all on my own. And mind you, this is a vacuum
Big
that
man.
is probably from the 1970s. It weighs 90 pounds. So,
Great.
no, it probably weighs
Made
like
of lead.
40 or 30 pounds. It's a big boy, but just picked it up weird once. Didn't even wasn't one of those moments where you seize up and drop to the floor. I just went, I feel like that wasn't good. And I continued to vacuum, ceased vacuuming, and then I have not been able to stand up straight in going on 32 hours.
Well, I'll tell you, that sometimes happens to me just from waking up.
Yeah.
I just wake up and I'm like, I'm awake.
Less and
but it
less.
feels wrong. And then suddenly I just can't walk anymore. And that's just, and we're not even old. We're not even that old. It's beginning. Our bodies are degrading. Anyway, George, we have a fun guest today.
Yeah, we have a fun guest today.
I feel like our episodes are getting
Sorry, I'm
more and more
just-
full of existential dread,
God.
up top every time.
It's Benjamin Watts, everybody.
Hey,
What's up, Ben? How you doing, man?
freaking knuckleheads! Just coming strong.
Goobers.
Oh,
What's
you're
up, you silly goose?
you freaking old men. And
Yeah,
as
you're going
speaking really as the oldest one in the bunch, God, let's talk about all the ailments you get after you turn 30.
What can we expect,
Oh,
Ben?
yeah.
Well,
what is it like?
Well, it depends. Do you
Grandpa
want
Ben?
kids or no kids? They're your choice. Kids or no kids?
Let's assume we both have a stupid number of kids.
Okay. All right, George,
An
you have
irresponsible
10.
number.
Nick, you're going to have 53.
Perfect.
53
Yeah.
kids. That's
You're gonna
a
need
lot
multiple
of-
wives
As
just to
God
push all that.
intended.
Yeah, no, after you hit 30, everything falls apart. I have lost limbs, literally just fall off.
They just full, shrunk.
Yeah, my daughter says, carry me. And then when I lift her up, both arms just pop off. I mean, they attach. Do you remember Ninja Turtle
Potato
toys
style?
back in the 90s?
Yeah,
it's
of
like
course.
that. They just kind of
You'd,
pop off at the joint and you pop them back on.
You'd toss them into a wall or something and they just fully dismember entirely.
Yeah, my kids
Altogether.
throw me into walls constantly.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yep.
That's what I imagine having children is like. Just,
Ben,
yeah.
we're very happy to have you here today. You're one of our favorite people to have on Hero Club in general, and now we're just going to drill you with some questions. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Ben,
Drill you with some questions.
how did
Be
we
ready.
meet Ben? How did Ben come into our lives? Ben, you and I met on a project for Supercell,
That's
working
true.
behind the scenes for Clash Royale League.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird experience back there. What was the single weirdest thing that happened to you during that process?
Oh, man. Well, my whole job on that was kind of improvised. I was just told to show up, and then I learned whatever I had to do when I got there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was very much,
Oh,
that's how
no.
it was kind of done. It was like, oh, you know how to run this equipment? And I would always say yes, because
well,
that is the
it's-
right answer for employment.
Ben and I worked in tandem a little bit, with me doing absolutely nothing and Ben doing everything that it was required.
Well, you were also very knowledgeable about the game we were covering, and I had no idea.
That's right. So I was the
George was a big Clash fan.
big Clash Royale guy. I played for a lot. I haven't played in a while, but man, did I play a lot. I was the guy who was in the back telling people to clip stuff. Or from the game that had just happened, or to get ready because one team had already won, even though it wasn't necessarily obvious, etc.
And
so
I'm
that people could be
I'm
prepared.
an extreme layman What exactly was this job at all?
That's what I asked
We
day
were-
one. That was
Yeah. What is this
I would
job?
call out replays to get prepared, and Ben would like set them up on this like slow-mo machine where he would like cut video on the fly and then replay it back at a certain speed, and it was all
And it was
broadcast
for
live.
people doing Clash Royale competitively.
Yeah, yes. Like
Got
Team
People.
Liquid and
Yeah.
like
People.
100 Thieves and all these famous video game teams.
very. It was pretty big, and I'd never
big, yeah.
heard of the game before. That's where I came in, and they're like, "You can do
wow.
instant replay," and again, yes, I can.
Yes, I
and so
can. I know
thank
exactly
goodness
what's
for
important.
George, because I was like, he would say like, "Oh, clip that," and I would be like, "Really? Does anyone care?" Apparently, people
Sometimes
cared.
no, sometimes absolutely not.
like clip something. We're paying you,
Clip
goddammit.
something.
That was
Yep.
it was the all going out live on broadcast. But I have an answer, Ben, that I wonder if you remember, which has instilled a fear in me that I possess to this day.
Okay.
Of
Ooh.
a wild animal being loose in a certain scenario. Do you know what I'm referring to?
I tweeted
It's
an
like-
image of the sign on the door that day. It was like,
Yeah,
I just remember
okay.
that.
What
Ben,
happened?
why don't you tell the story?
Well, I mean, what I know of is that sometimes in the world of entertainment, wild animals are sometimes included in certain shoots. And I believe the sign on the door read, "Warning, live tiger behind this door."
No, get the fuck out of here.
That's what I wanted to do.
Live
Get the fuck
tiger.
out of there now.
They were like, hey, nobody can be outside from this time to this time because there's gonna be a tiger walking outside.
Wow.
And let me tell
Why?
you, that tiger
Held by
was...
one guy.
But that tiger was sensational at the game. Like, he knew all the strategy.
He was really in it.
It was for a shoot like next door.
Yeah, it wasn't...
But oh
It had nothing to do
man.
with Clash Royale.
Nothing to no, it was just like a neighboring studio was using a live tiger.
Makes sense.
Nuts.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
We all almost died maybe.
Almost died, maybe. Yeah. But I really
Almost,
bonded with the
yes.
tiger. I said, my Chinese star sign is tiger. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, come and hang out at my trailer. It's like really cool.
Wow.
in there.
LA.
That's
LA
not
is
how I
such a
thought it would
small
go,
world.
Ben.
That's
Ben-
a true classic LA story.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
anyway,
thought it would go
so he's the
a
godfather
little
to
bit
my
more
children.
like yeah. Okay. Yeah. The visceral fear of a tiger biting my neck apart has stuck with me to
But
this
George,
day.
this is an actor tiger. This is like the
No,
Michael
no.
Fassbender.
Yeah,
of
no,
tigers.
I remember
Those
he
are
was
the
wearing...
tigers that strike.
He was
No.
wearing an ascot.
Yeah, it was an
and,
ascot. He
robe.
had a real attitude, British accent.
Dude, one
Fred-
guy knocks a light over and that tiger ends the whole studio. Nobody's armed in there.
and multiple bloodlines. Anyway, Ben,
Yeah.
moving on.
Okay.
You've been a regular guest on Hero Club all the way from Jack the Mouth and Here There Be Monsters to Gross and Santa's Little Helpers to Bravis Boss and Rift Rats, one of my personal favorites. But none of that matters compared to your stint as the Grinch Who Stole Christmas at Universal Studios Hollywood, which is incredible. Tell us about that experience. Because every time you came on, I was always like so fascinated to hear what that was like.
Videos are
Yeah, immediately you say the Grinch and my mouth starts kind of contorting to start doing the Grinch. He starts rolling his eyes. The Grinch is honestly one of my favorite acting jobs I've ever gotten to do. It is, especially if you've ever worked in a theme park, you know that when a guest comes up and interacts with you, politeness is key. And when you get to break that, when you get to be as
that's real
rude
fun.
as possible, that is truly a dream. You could
What a
call
gift.
guests out on all of their shit, and they love it. That's the thing. They love it, and they think you're better
They
for
want
doing
it.
so. The Grinch is truly my spirit animal, and aside from the tiger. And,
The tiger.
and I recommend, if anybody is in Hollywood, California, during Christmas time, and there's no pandemic, come on down to Universal Studios Hollywood. And the Grinch
you
will
be-
tear you a new one.
Will you be doing it in the future anytime? Or
It's always undecided. Every season, they will recast the role.
cool.
Yeah.
So, there's always a chance for a new
come
Grinch to come
swing
in
and do
and
another shift.
dethrone the old one. And I've done it 3 years now.
Well, and you also did a lot. One cool thing is you weren't just like the theme park Grinch. You also did a lot of like sketches for them, basically.
I was